So what you've done there, Chris, you've got the piece of wood and you've cut out the handle part.
Yeah, so this is the fire bow.
Yeah.
And what I'm doing now is I am drilling a hole in either end of the fire bow so I can put my string through, or my cord rather, and I'm hoping this fire bow will be good enough to make an ember and a fire later on.
So is it just drilled so one at each end through the side?
Yeah, yeah.
And the drill's roughly about a 1/4 inch in diameter, isn't it? Something like that?
Yeah, yeah.
And then what do you use then? Do you use paracord?
Today I'm going to be using pull cord from a petrol lawnmower.
Oh, I see.
But you can use paracord, and you can pretty much use any sort of cord really, as long as it's nylon.
Yeah, but those pull cords are very strong, obviously, for the pulling of the motor.
Yeah.
Or pulling over the motor on the lawnmowers or whatever.
So the idea is, if they're strong enough to pull a lawnmower engine, then they'll be strong enough for friction fire lighting when the cord's actually wrapped around the fire bow.
So that's the second hole done now, so
yeah,
now it's ready for the cord.
Cool. Yep, 2 nice holes there, and now I'm going to thread the cord. Right, let's put it through this way. And all I do, just keep everything simple and just use overhand granny knots like this. Just keep everything as simple as possible, like that.
And that pulls up. Can I just see that bit where you've done there?
Yeah.
So that just pulls tight onto the knot.
So lots of knots over the top of other knots. So when you pull it, it's not going to give way.
I see, yeah.
And pull through.
And the same with the other end.
Yeah. So now I'm going to thread the cord through the top hole. And oh, I've got a knot there that I don't really want, so I'm going to take that out.
That's good.
And now I'm going to put the cord straight through like that, and I'm going to tie off one single knot.
And obviously you've done so many of these, you're used to the length, or judging the length that you need.
Yeah, the more you do something, the better you become at it. So seeming that I do this every day,
so you can generally
you would hope to be good at it.
So you're putting the spindle in there now and twisting it once onto the cord.
And it's got to make a twanging sound.
Hang on, let me get a close up of that, just showing that. A bit like a musical instrument.
A little bit, and I know that's nice and tight around the spindle because there's no movement when I push backwards and forwards.
Oh, I see.
Alright, so I know that's tight enough.
That's excellent.
Alright, so I'm going to put one more knot in there just to make sure it doesn't go through the hole. So it's just keeping everything simple.
Yeah, and that's because it's under such high pressure when you're actually using the bow.
That's right, yeah. So now I'm just going to tie the excess string and just loop it round the end of the fire bow like this.
I see.
And I think, like I said earlier, the reason why I do an extra long string is so that you can have spare if it does snap or fray.
And you got plenty for adjustment.
Yeah, that's right as well, yeah. So again, do a few overhand loop knots, and I would dare say that's ready to make a fire now.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Right, so now you're ready to do the friction fire lighting. And what wood is the actual baseboard there you've got, Chris?
The baseboard is ash.
Okay, and then what about the spindle that you're going to use?
The spindle's pine.
Yeah.
And the top socket board is made from alder.
And that's got like a bearing which you've put in there.
Yeah, a 25mm bearing block.
Can I just have a look at that there? That's it, yeah, I've got it.
The reason for that is when you're training or you're teaching,
Yeah.
the spindle moves backwards and forwards freely.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Without restriction. And also, when you're teaching children, it stops the spindle from burning up through the top socket board and into their hands.
Oh, I see. That's a brilliant safety device then.
Yeah, so it's a nice way to teach kids.
Okay then.
Right. So
let's see how this goes.
What I'm going to do first of all is, with my knife, I'm going to make the spindle thinner towards the bottom, the point.
Oh, I see.
Because the last thing that I want is friction on the top edge of the spindle against the top of the burn hole.
So it's just generally like a cone point all the way down.
Yeah. So you'll see in a second that the bottom point is now thinner in diameter than...
Alright, can you just hold that out a bit so I can see that? Okay, yeah.
Okay, so with all knives and tools and stuff, always put them away in their sheaths before you do anything.
Yeah.
So I'm now...
So you've wrapped that round once, and obviously that's tight enough, obviously, when you...
Yeah, so this is what I call cording up now.
Oh, I see, yeah.
I know that's tight enough because I can hear the...
Can I do a close-up on that a minute?
Yeah, you can hear the creaking. I'm confident that that's tight enough around that spindle.
I see. Okay then.
So, now I'm going to put the spindle in the burn hole.
I can see the smoke coming off already.
Yeah, it doesn't take long.
That's brilliant.
So the most important thing is keeping your arm around the knee and locking it. So you're locking the inside of your elbow around your knee.
And that holds it dead upright.
And that keeps, keeps the spindle straight.
Well, that's amazing. That's incredible.
Then stop and check your groove, and I can see I've got an ember here.
I see it's still smoking then. That's when you've got the ember.
That's it. So carefully, I'll take the top, or should we say the baseboard off.
And it's left going on that. That's a piece of birch bark, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a silver birch, or sorry, say silver birch dust collecting board.
Oh, I see. So you don't have to rush with that then. Once it's smoking like that, you could actually just leave it for a few minutes, maybe just to get going on there.
Yeah, where a lot of people make mistakes, they think now they have to rush and tip that immediately into their tinder pile.
Oh, I see, yeah.
So I leave it to sit, to get air in, and to also spread, okay, inside that ash pile.
It actually smells really nice.
It does, yeah. So always let it warm up, let it heat up, get the oxygen in there first, let it all spread, and then in a moment we're going to make this into a fire.
Okay then. Okay then, let's see how this goes into a fire or whatever then.
Right, so here's my bird's nest or tinder pole that I've prepared.
What's that made of?
This is animal bedding. I've got paper shreddings in there, I've got silver birch bark, I've got hay, I've got grass.
And you make it like a bird's nest then?
Yeah, a bit like this. Right, and then what I do, always use a knife if you can to do this, not your fingers. And use the flat edge of the blade and tip your ember inside the bird's nest.
Oh, that's excellent, yeah. So that keeps the heat in the middle then.
Well, it does now when I do this.
Wow, that's incredible.
And, fire immediately.
That's amazing, that is.
And if you do something every day, you generally get good at it. And this is something I do every day.
That looks great.
So a nice little flame. I'm going to put that just down on the grass there.
Well,
Right.
I actually must say that you make it look easy, Chris, but I don't think I'll be able to do it myself.
I think you would do if you put your heart into it and you really wanted to do it. I believe that you could. A lot of people think it's about upper body strength, but it's about, I don't know, it's just persistence really. If you really want to do it from within and your mind wants to do it and you're focused on doing it, you will do it.
I see. That's brilliant.
Yeah, just give it a bit of a puff each time. And if I really wanted to light a fire, all I would do now is I'd put all my dried pieces of wood all the way around it, and I'd continually blow oxygen into it, and I'd have a fire probably within 2 or 3 minutes. Wood is around this.
Oh, that's really good. Let me have a look at that close up. Now, I still think that is the most amazing way to actually light a fire out of all the different methods used.
Okay. This grass is a little damp, and that's why.
It's smoking so much, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm having a few problems like getting it to fully light.
Don't go getting gassed out.
There we are.
That's brilliant.
So again, persistence and the will to do it, and you can light a fire like that. And I've had to work super hard at this because the grass is actually wet.
Yeah, I can actually smell that.
Yeah,
and the actual.
Yeah, and the smoke will suggest that as well.
Yeah.
That's gone into my eyes, of course. But there we are.
And obviously, you have to be careful that you don't actually breathe that in when you're blowing into that fire.
It's best not to. So it's quite amazing, really, when you consider that's this fire here has been lit because we rubbed 2 bits of wood together.
And that is absolutely excellent.
Goes up well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
It's amazing considering it's all wet.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Chris. That was absolutely excellent, and I've actually learnt something today.